I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. I would like to welcome Oracle. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, I'm Oracle, little dragon VTuber here. Mostly just hanging around, vibing, enjoying what's going on. Not really much to say. Pronoun she, her.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. Thanks for talking to
Thank
the
you for
old
inviting
man tonight. So what got you started in VTubing content creation?
Oh, this is going to be a whole thing. So
Yeah.
back when I was working at my last job, it wasn't really a good time, and it might sound a little bit cliche, but the shortened version is I found Hololive, and I started listening to a couple of their music, and that kind of put me into their content and kind of made me want to be a better online presence than I was.
Yeah.
And since then, I wanted to make my own little community space, and somewhere just my own that I can call mine, and just have a nice place.
Cool. That's excellent. Now, which of the folks from Hololive did you follow?
Oh boy, I think I got it. This was back when Myth was the only Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had an immediate attachment to Ina because of just her calm vibes.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
I kind of dipped into the other ones a little bit later on, but for the most part, I really associated with Ina.
Yeah. What about the newest EN group? Have you?
I'll be so real. I haven't kept up with Hololive for a while. Ever since I really started on my VTubing stuff, I've been mostly ignoring corpo stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of strange in a way to watch, some folks leave what other folks would really like to have and seem happier.
Mm-hmm.
It's it really kind of shows that we don't know a lot about what's going on behind the scenes in these things, and there are people behind every avatar, going through so many things. Has that helped you as you've been online, having that avatar, and have you been able to use that to be more open?
Absolutely. Ignoring the simple fact of just having to not use face cam, it's definitely helped a lot, as well as being able to explore different aspects of even if it's not based in reality, but enjoy other aspects of a form, if that makes sense. A presence of something, an idealized version of what I would wish to see on myself.
Oh,
in a way.
absolutely. Yeah, I can understand that. I used to describe it, and I still do a lot, as it's still you, but the people now who see you aren't the people who remember that you split your pants in third grade reaching for a pencil. You set up all of the backstory for yourself. You are presenting yourself the way you want to be presented.
Exactly. There's a lot of presenting that goes on, and I guess if you want to get into the nitty gritty of it, especially for my model, it allows me to attach the horns and scales onto myself and the tail, and they're just a part of me.
They're already there. They just can't be seen.
Exactly. There you go.
This is the true form. Everyone, watch out. But with this, did you get comfortable pretty quickly since you already seen what VTubers were pretty much doing online? Were you comfortable when you turned the microphone on?
Oh God, no. When I originally started, I was so awkward, and almost every streamer runs into that problem of just not being sure what to talk about, especially with no audience. After a while, you just start yapping, and you get some friends in to keep stuff going, keep a flow of conversation going.
Yeah.
And that's when you start to get more comfortable with it. But I guess to answer your question more directly, no, I was awkward as hell
So
first.
when you started getting some folks in who weren't just your friends hanging around, how did that hit you when you realized that there were other people there to see what you were doing?
Oh God, it's like it was so proud. It was like a very proud moment when I got the first person that wasn't a friend or a friend of a friend. Um, the first person, it's gonna sound super rude, but the first rando to come into my chat,
Hmm.
um, it was a profound moment for me because I was super proud of it. It's like, I'd reached somebody who at least stopped by to say hi, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. It's like for some folks it's almost like a validation moment,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
and when they come back, then you know that something is there. I mean, that is to have somebody you don't know come back because they enjoy your personality.
Absolutely. It's always a really fun feeling.
Yeah,
And
it's
especially when you recognize them coming back as well.
yeah, yeah. It's 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 such well, it's a boost to the ego,
A
for
little bit,
certainly.
yeah.
But I mean, it always and no matter how big your ego is, it's still going to be a boost to it. But
Absolutely.
it's also you get that feeling of I'm doing something right. Um,
Mhm.
this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and people are enjoying it, so I'm going to keep doing it.
Exactly. It's like it drives a desire, at least in me, it drives a desire to keep going.
Yeah, and were you somebody who was kind of outgoing before doing the VTuber thing, or were you?
No, not at all.
Uh-huh. So this is you really stepping out onto the stage.
Absolutely. I went from being kind of in the back line for everything, not really making myself known,
Hmm.
to fully stepping out into the limelight and doing a lot to try and like get myself out there, you know?
Yeah. So have you stopped every once in a while and kind of froze, like with that "What am I doing?" face?
Maybe not, maybe less of the what am I doing like in the momentary, but like there's definitely been a couple hard times where I just sit back and think like, why am I doing this still? Because obviously as a smaller streamer, you're gonna have days where there's not gonna be as much activity,
Yeah.
but then you're gonna have days where there's a lot more activity. Sometimes in a bad mental day, you kind of just sit back, think about why am I doing this?
Mm,
And that kind of hits a little bit, but then you keep doing it, and well, there you go, and you get over that hump and realize, yeah, this is why I do it.
yeah. Well, you're always gonna have. Everybody's got wolves at the door every once in a while, you know.
Hmm.
Usually about 4 o'clock in the morning when you wake up and can't get back to sleep. It's like, oh, why do I remember that? I don't remember my phone number, but why do I remember that?
I mean, I still sometimes forget my phone number, so it's okay.
Oh, you don't call your phone number. Why would you have to remember it?
Exactly. Like, who uses phone numbers anymore? Come
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
Discord's the way to go.
yeah. That's true. Yeah. Well, I can't say that being the age I am right now.
That's fair. That is absolutely fair.
I remember when we had the dial phones. Yeah,
Ah,
that was something else. But we used to we used to set up radio broadcasts with those dial phones, and
god damn.
yeah, those, and God forbid you have a 10-digit number, you get to digit number 7, and you misdial
Oh,
because you have to hang up and start all over again. Uh, and
I was
oh, it was not fun.
I was very lucky to avoid all of that when I was young. It was still early on for the smartphone stuff.
Yeah.
Like you still had the flip phones and like the Nokias and the ones with the keyboards on the phones.
Yes.
That was like the actual keypads. Those were still really new.
I had one of those up until a couple of years ago, and I used
Dang.
I used it so much that some of the letters started coming off. Um, it no longer had, like, A had completely fallen off. I could still use it, but
Wow.
I couldn't tell it was A until I hit it.
No, I get you. I
Yeah,
get
I
you.
mean it had lasted through at one morning. I woke up, took my phone into the bathroom, and threw it into the toilet, and then stood there over the toilet looking at it like, why is my phone in the toilet? Wait a second! I pulled it out, got some rice, and threw it in there, and thankfully it came back. I'm like, what in
Was
the
it
world?
Nokia?
No, it was um oh, it wasn't Nokia, but it was one of the fairly common ones, and I
BlackBerry.
Samsung, I think it was Samsung.
Hmm.
But I tossed it in there, and I sit there for a good several seconds just looking at it, like, why is it? Why did I do that? It was then I realized I'm getting old. I don't even know
That
why.
reminds me of a funny little French word.
Yeah.
Um, I don't remember what it is specifically right now,
Hmm.
but it basically translates to the call of the void. And while it might sound ominous, typically what that involves or what that it entails is basically giving into the intrusive thoughts
Hmm.
and
Yes.
doing something that like logically you wouldn't do. Like for example, throwing your phone in the toilet.
Yes. And it was so deliberate. It just got up and the first thing I did was walk in there and just toss it right in. I had to pick it up and throw it. I told my wife about it. She's like, I'm not surprised. And I'm like, why?
Huh?
That's even worse. No, but thankfully I got it back, and that's probably one of the reasons why the letters started falling off after a while. Uh,
That's very possible,
yes,
yeah.
but now I got a phone I don't have. It's a it's it's a pretty stacked phone that I have no idea how to use. So, and I've had it for a
Yeah,
few
some
years,
yeah, I get you.
and I ain't throwing it near any toilets. I'll tell you that.
Just watch out for that sink.
Yeah, I know. I do know this for the what that cost. That phone cost. I could have bought at least 3 cars.
God, yeah, technology is insane with the pricing nowadays.
And it tells you what type of cars I drive too. Um,
That's fair, yeah.
yes, I was in radio. We go cheap as much as possible.
That
Uh,
is absolutely like understandable.
so when you're on stream, what can we see?
What do you mean?
What
Like,
what are you usually doing when you're on stream?
well, in terms of gameplay, it's more variety. Like, it's really, I don't have a solid genre that I lock down.
Hmm.
I kind of just bounce to whatever I'm feeling that week. Like, for example, all week this week I've done Deadlock,
Mm.
MOBA first or MOBA hero shooter thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you're talking about personality, it really depends on what I'm doing. For story-based stuff, I'll usually be a lot more quiet, a little bit more into the story, and I'll
Yeah.
make some comments, but I sometimes forget I'll be so real. Um, for some of the games like Deadlock, I'll just talk about what's going on,
Mm.
and I'll try to tell personal stories, but I end up getting, I have ADHD, so I end up getting distracted with what's going on in the game, and then completely forget about what I was talking about. And then I'll start the same story like 5 times. I've also loved multiplayer games, like,
Yeah,
multiplayer, like, silly games, like Outlast Trials has been a big one recently.
yeah,
It's so
yeah.
fun.
Oh, some of these games, I don't even. I watch people play it, and it's usually a group of up to six or that type of thing. And
Mhm.
there's so much chaos. I can't even tell that there's a point to the game.
I think the sweet spot for people would probably be, like, 3 or 4 for myself,
Yeah.
but, when you get up to a little bit more than that, it can get a little bit chaotic and, very overwhelming very quickly,
Uh,
and at that point, I think most people just kind of stick to their own little corners when they're in the collab.
yes. Yes. Well, I watch people play Lethal Company, and I'm like, is there a point besides
Well,
running
I
your?
mean, Lethal Company is fun. Like, the more voices you hear in that game, the more chaotic it gets and the
Oh,
better it gets.
well, yeah. Well, plus having the voices be more distant the further your characters away.
Proximity.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah,
It's great, especially with the Skinwalker mod. It's so
yes.
fun.
You hear somebody screaming in the far distance, like,
And then you go check
oh,
it out, and it's just a monster.
yeah, it's just a monster. Or of course the repo. A lot of people play too,
Mhm.
and to me that's looks like basically just harassing people until they fall into a pit. Game. Like there's
I'm not really into repo myself, but
yeah.
I've got a friend who is, and they do it every Friday, and it's
Oh
very fun. They find it very fun.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I, these are the games that that are supposed to have points, but don't seem to have them after you get so many people.
I think that you're absolutely right with that, but I think to a certain extent, depending on the people you're with, that can become even more of a funny thing.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Especially when like they have proximity chat and then you're just doing your own thing in the corner and you all of a sudden walk over and there's like five people laughing at something somebody did and you get caught up on what's going on. It's great. Oh,
that's
pardon.
pretty cool. It really kind of sets it up. The way that VTubing is set up, it really plays into a game like that too, because you can have 5, 6 people in 5, 6 different countries doing this and all enjoying the same little bit of space in a video game.
Absolutely. I think VTubing has shifted from I think content creation in general has shifted primarily from checking out the games
Hmm.
to watching like the entertainment, like the entertainers themselves
Yeah,
and their vibe.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I think
like of
that's the.
course you're gonna have people who skill into a certain game and that's what you come to watch,
Hmm.
but I feel like watching more like for my personal self, watching people mesh together and make like stupid chaotic fun is the better part of some streams,
Yes, it
which
is.
is why I like collab stuff
Yeah.
more.
Oh yeah, it's I look back to the old radio DJ days where if had a couple of different music stations in the same town and they would play the same songs.
Hmm.
Well, you could listen to one or the other, but you came back to the station who had the DJ with the better personality that you enjoyed.
Exactly. I think in a way VTubing is similar to that.
Yeah, I think there's there's obviously differences, but even then we would sometimes use different names and put on different voices and that type of thing. I couldn't do that
Yep,
for
yep.
very long. It hurt for me to do that very long. But and you get these people who walk around like that all day because they think everybody's listening to them. And they go home and they got little mouse voices at home. But
I have like the highest respect for voice actors who do a lot of voice acting work. It's something I'd want to get into someday.
well, give it a shot. I've had people that I've interviewed in the past. One person especially who took a shot on a blind audition where they didn't even know what part they were reading for, and ended up getting the lead role in the English version of a very popular anime.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, phew. First of all, wow. Second of all, I'm jealous. I mean,
No,
radio.
that's good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Oh yeah.
I'm proud. I feel proud whenever like somebody gets. I say it proud, like as if I'm responsible for it. But I
Oh
feel glad when people achieve something that they're really going for.
yeah. And I do. I feel the same way like that. I don't mind saying that I'm proud of him because I am proud of him. I mean, I may not know him particularly well, but by golly, there's if somebody fought hard to do something and they achieved it,
Hmm.
I'm proud of them. And
Absolutely.
and I'm like that's good. That's a good thing all the way around. And we should celebrate that a little more. There's nothing wrong with the attaboy or attagirl or whatever people want to be at this time in 2026. I mean that there's nothing wrong with that. It's give somebody a pat in the back. It's
I think in a world with so much negativity, it's always good to encourage positivity.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. I always talk about people and their circ because interviewing so many people now,
Yeah.
everybody's got different backgrounds and everybody's got different circumstances they come from. And some people really like to harp on people are the product of their circumstances, and that's just not the case. People are the triumph that emerges from those circumstances. You can set
Hmm.
you can be that triumph. Whatever you're doing is a triumph. How big is that triumph? That's up to you. I mean, it. Everybody's got a set of cards they're dealt with. Sometimes they're, you know, two, three, four, five, seven, which is not going to win you anything in poker. But if you've done that and you've gone through it and you've come out the other side and you are positive and doing well in life, then by golly, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna sit there and say you didn't do anything. It was all your circumstances that made you. That's not true. It's not true. I think we're seeing more of that these days, especially given people's circumstances these days. But
You're not 100% wrong there.
hmm? I'm sorry.
I just said you're not 100% wrong there at all.
Yeah, and people and when people have given that situation and now they're positive and they're doing what they want and they're enjoying themselves, um, I reserve the right to be proud of them. So, so there, people take
Yeah.
it. Take the W. take take that W now. Um, with where you're at now on VTubing, did you really have any goals when you started, or was it just wanting to see how it would go?
Kind of a mix of both.
Yeah.
I went in with the intention of doing something,
Hmm.
but I went in with the idea that I had definitely had a lot of work to do. But I kind of just hit it and see what would happen because I had a really rocky start.
Mm.
I kind of took a year or two where I would just kind of like do it and then feel like I wasn't doing anything with it and then
Mm.
stop for
Yeah.
months.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't until like maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago, or actually probably about 2 years now,
Mm.
that I really sat down and like consistently did more streaming, consistently did more stuff, and I've kind of made a really decent area.
Mm.
And of course, I've still got things that I want to do and where to go.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've done things that I didn't even think I would even begin to be able to do.
Uh, but it's when you get that type of ability to have the opportunity to do it out of like whole cloth, where you didn't even know you were going to get that chance, and you do it, and then you look back and say, "Wow, 2 years ago I wouldn't have even thought about it." Um, that really puts VTubing in a pretty important category for you, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. So I'm gonna be so real with you.
Mm.
Um, Starting my streaming and VTubing has led to a massive change in my life
Cool.
in regards to socials.
Well,
Like,
good.
and but what I mean by that is, about 2 years ago, before I started streaming, I'll be like, this is not like a pity party thing. I just want to say that first.
Mm.
But I didn't have like any friends or any like anything at all,
Mm.
and I was not in a really good place.
Mm.
I made a few life changes, went through streaming stuff as well, and hell, last year I went on a road trip and saw a good chunk of people that I'm so happy to have met. Like I saw them
Neat.
IRL and spent some time with them,
Oh, that's cool.
and it was all through streaming.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm proud of you. But really, that's a triumph in itself. There, I mean,
Absolutely.
you. I imagine it before streaming. It wasn't even in close to your comfort zone to do something like that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, but now that you got that kind of confidence in social interaction, um, that you went out on your own to do this. Somebody didn't
Mhm.
grab you by the arm and say, "Here, I'm dragging you along to do this."
No.
Now you put all this together. That's really that takes some backbone.
I was terrifying to do. It all started from a concert that was 8 hours away from home, and then I
Yeah.
decided I was just gonna springboard from there and keep going.
Which concert?
Otto concert,
Hot hell.
the Japanese singer.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know that. Don't know that person. Don't know that music. I probably would
It's
like it.
super impressive, but
What type of music is it?
it's typically like it's a very large mix of genres.
Mm.
I would typically refer to like J-pop stuff, but
Mm.
she's got a lot of different styles up to her music.
Mm.
And the concert itself, like I was so prepared to go deaf at that concert because man, it was so loud. But
I,
I'm not deaf yet.
well, I'm just not in the last couple of years started to try to get a little more into music from Japan,
Mhm.
and you certainly can't lump it all in one category because it's
Absolutely not.
not possible. I enjoy the city pop stuff a lot. Um, it's just it just appeals to me. A lot of the jazz that comes out of there is really good.
J Jazz is
It
so smooth, and I love it.
Yeah, and we are so lucky to have YouTube. Not just saying this because I have 700 things up on it, but
That's fair.
but
I get you.
having YouTube and having all of these great jazz performances on there live
Mhm.
that were on these shows in Japan and England and other parts of Europe and that were,
All over the world.
yeah, and we could just watch them now at home while eating our Cheerios or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
these wonderful greats and not hitting a bad note in the process. But getting back to the Japanese music, um, Japanese metal is pretty interesting.
Mhm.
I saw a group um, from Japan that was uh, very big into Steely Dan music and
Mm.
hit it perfectly. It just played it great. Um, they to try and lump them all together would be a terrible disservice. Um,
Like any I think a lot of people forget that even, like, everybody just classifies all the music or all Japanese music as, like, J-pop,
mhm,
but people forget that there's entire genres outside of their nation
mhm.
and, like, in completely different languages, and, people just associate anything from that country as something or, like, that country plus a descriptor.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And absolutely. There's a group that I went and sought after and bought an album from Pizzicato Five that was from Japan, and
Mhm.
I could not even begin to describe the type of music. There was a lot of '60s influence to it with jazz and that sort of thing. Um,
Swing.
and well, there's a lot of things to it. But I enjoyed listening to that album, start to finish. There's just something different about it. Um, this is something that I think that getting back to VTubing, I think this is going to start helping a little more spreading of cultures in a positive way. I'm really hoping for that because there's so many different countries now involved. Um, I just talked with folks from the Pacific Rim all the time, folks from Europe, folks in South America, Australia. Um,
It's really cool to see how many people have picked up VTubing and how many interesting people like that may not even you might never ever see if it weren't for VTubing.
oh, absolutely, and the talents and the personalities that we never would have known. Um, Not everybody gets to be a singer, and record,
Mhm.
but by golly, you've seen a couple of pretty good singers, and when you started watching the Hololive folks, there's a
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, there's a couple on there who I'd put up with anybody, and um, uh, heck, some of them are up with them now at this point. But go from there to just people who host their own talk shows and are really good at it. People who
Mhm.
do cooking shows. People who do uh, anything, any type of entertainment. And it's if you don't find something that you enjoy, you're not looking.
Yeah, no, there's a niche for everything in VTubing
Yeah,
for the most part.
yeah. Then now that means there's niches for things that aren't so great, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean that's what I say for the most part.
that's the
I mean,
fact.
all you can do is, find what you're able to and don't look at the rest.
Yeah, close one eye while you're doing it. But again, and there's no reason to if you have a check out a VTuber and you don't enjoy their content, don't leave a pipe bomb. Just go to somebody else.
Yeah, just close the door behind you. Quietly close the door behind you, and
Yeah.
find your next place.
What would be the point of that? You didn't change anything. You just made people feel bad.
Yeah, I. Well, that brings us back around to there's enough negativity in the world. Like, so
Yeah.
why perpetuate it? Like,
Yeah.
just you know, move on.
If I want to make people feel bad, I go to work. And
A lot of
I'm
people feel bad. I'll just open Facebook.
yeah, it's true. That's true. People ask you, why aren't you on Facebook anymore, Eric? I said, why are you still there?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of dipped out of most social medias outside of like Discord and a couple others I use just
Yeah.
to keep in touch with things.
Yeah. Well, I have to use a few of them just to keep in touch with you folks, trying to get people on.
I
Maybe.
mean, judging by the last few interview releases, it seems to be going pretty well.
Well, it's been too much fun, and for somebody from and I know there's a generation gap between me and practically everybody I've talked to on this, and that's too bad for my generation because um, we're the ones missing out. Uh, there's a lot of folks that would enjoy this sort of thing, and just wait until us old folks get a hold of it and ruin it for you young people.
Oh no. I mean, there was that one old guy who played Apex quite a while back ago.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
pretty good at it too. I don't
Well,
remember
see,
what his channel stuff was, but
see, this is the thing. We're the ones who put the coins in the machines. Okay, we played Pong. I actually had a Pong control at home. I had Pong at home when I was a kid.
hey,
So
I played Pong at least once
yeah, see,
at the museum, maybe.
well, that puts you so far ahead of virtually everybody else on the net. I would love to see somebody, and I would never have the pull to do it. Somebody get up like a tournament, a Pong tournament for charity, and get some of the bigger names involved in it, and see if any of these people actually could play a game that doesn't have all these bells and whistles on it. You just turn
I
something
think
back
that
and
would be
forth.
a wonderful fun time.
Oh, either they'd be really good at it or they couldn't do it at all.
I think that'd be a really fun
I
time.
think it would.
Maybe I can think about that for a charity event.
Oh, hey, if you can get it going, if you can find a Pong game that will work online, that's
Oh, I'm sure there's somebody. I know some people who might totally help me look for that.
that would be really cool. I would do the play by
Well,
play for that.
I
I would I
go on,
would
sorry.
I would love that to see that happen. And I did,
Maybe I'll add it to my
yeah, that
go.
would be fun. Let me know if you get that going because we'll promote the
Maybe I'll add it to my next charity event that I'm doing this year.
cool. So are you? How many charity events have you been doing?
I've done only one. That's what,
Mm-hmm.
like, going back to when I talked about stuff I had no idea that I would even be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Last year I fucking held a charity event for Trevor Project at the end
Ooh,
of June.
yeah. And
We raised $500, which is impressive for me.
dang, I mean, yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you for doing that. Because people don't have to do that. That's why it's charity. Um, they choose to do it, and using your platform for something positive is always a good thing. Um, did what you got out of it, knowing that you were able to put this together and help people and get a goal. Um, how many clouds were you flying on?
I was flying like way up there. Like it was super exciting. I ran a 12-hour stream. I was expecting to be super tired by the end of it.
Yeah,
But I'd finished and I was like, I want to keep going actually because this has been so much fun.
yeah.
And just playing with a bunch of people because I did all the scheduling myself.
Oh,
Um Managed to schedule in like 19. I was super proud of the fact that I was able to schedule in 19 people and
wow.
everybody got a chance to sing.
Dang.
Um but like it was so fun to like do it all and then to see the results at the end of the day It was super impressive, and I'm gonna be running probably a similar thing this year,
Yeah.
except it's definitely gonna have a lot more planning because I only put like a month of planning into that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and, remember, I'm remembering where you're coming from here, but somebody who didn't want to be in the spotlight, and here you go out and not just be in the spotlight, but put together the charity event that's successful and getting 19 people, VTuber types together, which is a lot like herding scared cats together.
Oh, absolutely. Working with schedule, especially when you're running with some people who are 3 hours ahead or behind you,
Yeah.
is an insane task. I think definitely having like the all day thing helped
Yeah.
because you were able to schedule almost everybody in because of that.
Yeah.
But then you have, of course, time constraints that people are required to follow what they're doing when they need to be doing their own thing.
Right. Right. And
Uh,
life getting in the way.
it was spreadsheet hell, but it was all worth it in the end. It was a charity that I felt pretty close to, and I'm very proud that I was able to do that.
It should be. It should be. And it's
Mhm.
that's and in that type of success breeds you wanting to do it again and doing it, doing it up better and again, that's got to add so much more confidence to you.
I think even if I only made like if I'd made even a fifth of that, I still would be doing it again the next year
Yeah.
because it was still a really fun thing to do and
Yeah.
have everybody come by and uh, it's very cool. It's a
Listen
very good feeling.
listen to the smile. I can hear the smile from here. Just you remembering this. That's really cool. That's great. And you could tell, and that's one of the things that draws people in and will stay is when they can tell you're enjoying yourself and you mean what you say. The audience will pick that up and they'll follow that for sure. And the fact that you were able to get so many other people involved, again, I don't think people realize just how tough that is. uh,
It's gonna be bigger this year.
yeah, yeah. This isn't like planning a family cookout. This is people who are all over the planet. You're trying to put together for a certain time period.
Absolutely. No, it was a nightmare of planning, but I managed to do it. And I'm just gonna add to my resume. I can plan a 19 people schedule.
19 people who you don't even see in person schedule.
Exactly, exactly.
So, when about you planning to do this? You have a kind of a general day or
It's probably it's probably gonna be in June again.
yeah.
I've started putting together a few charities that I want to
Hmm.
look at or at least look into. I mean,
Yeah.
worst comes to worst, I'll just do Trevor Project again.
Yeah.
Um, But it's mostly, right now I'm kind of just in the stages of planning what's going to happen and seeing if I can get any community input about the things they might want to see. I think maybe this year I'll put more emphasis on, maybe adding a few things for people in the community to join. I
Mm,
kind of want to do like it's silly, but I kind of want to do like a worm, like do you know the Worms game?
mm, okay.
I kind of want to do something like that
Okay.
with some people.
Yeah. Yeah. Get to
Hmm.
at least. Have you tried the ones where the audience can vote on?
Jackbox.
No, not Jackbox, but I think games like Cult of the Lamb have it where they can vote on whether they're helping you or harming you or they have a
Ooh, self control stuff.
yeah. Have you tried that?
I've done I've done some of those, like, in my personal time.
Yeah.
Um, I think that actually gives me a good idea for something that could be fun. Um, yeah, let me actually open up a notepad and write that down.
Good thing you came on
That
the
is a
show. Get you some ideas here.
if I could get, like, a group of people together and have, like, let people do crowd control and just mess with the game completely and utterly,
Oh yeah.
that could be really fun.
Yes. Yes. I wonder if you could do it and not let the other person know that crowd control is on.
I think I'd let them know just maybe first, not immediately, but I
Yeah.
think at some point I'd let them know just because going into something like that and not expecting it would be a little bit mean to a certain degree.
Yeah, but it'd be fun.
It would be fun. It definitely would be silly, and Doing a little troublemaking,
Yeah, yeah, just a little,
being a little gremlin.
yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. But it's for a good cause. It's for a good cause.
Yeah, it's all for charity.
Yes, and laughs.
One of the sorry.
Go ahead.
One of the things I think that really inspired me to do like a bigger event.
Yeah.
Do you know Rooster Teeth?
Yes.
They
Yes.
used to do the Extra Life charities,
Mm,
and that really like is something I really wanted to help be a part of at some point.
mm,
Was something like on that maybe not on that scale, but that sort of thing where a bunch of people got together, did a bunch of silly activities throughout
y-
the day, and
yes.
donations all went to charity.
Yeah, that
That's a sort of thing that really inspired me to like do something bigger like this.
absolutely, absolutely. And anybody out there who's wants to put something together, it whatever you do to help is a help. You know,
Hmm.
it's not necessarily if you don't raise $1 million the first time you do it, it's not a failure. You helped, and you brought other people in on the project. You by doing that you helped. So um, don't
Absolutely.
don't let pie in the sky things keep you from helping people. Um, uh,
Plus, it's just fun as well.
oh yeah. Oh oh my gosh. I can hear the gears in your mind going.
Listen, I'm always thinking about what I need to do, what I'm going to be doing. Although to be fair, the gears in my brain are turning more so for nothing right now. They're
Well,
just turning loosely.
yeah, at least it keeps you don't have to keep oiling it like mine.
That's fair. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't have to worry about that yet.
I'm the guy who woke up and threw his phone in the toilet for crying out loud. The gears
Oh
weren't even
boy.
working then.
Mm. Oh no, that I've done my own share of stupid things after waking up.
Yeah, most of the
There
time,
was
like what?
go on, sorry.
Like what?
Oh God. When I was younger, I walked downstairs
Mm,
and yeah, I'd walk downstairs and got was going for a cup of water or something. I don't remember what.
mm.
There was a bottle of hot sauce on the island, and there's also a glass bottle, and I accidentally knocked over the glass bottle in my sleepiness.
Uh-huh.
I caught it, but I accidentally knocked over the hot sauce in the process of doing that, and
Oh,
that fell onto the floor.
oh no.
It's a ghost pepper sauce as well, and I
Oh,
might have rubbed my eye a couple times with it. I'm not 100% certain,
I
but
would remember that.
it was burning a little bit, but that could have just been from the fumes.
That's- Did
Safe to say we had like a is a linoleum floor.
oh,
And there's a patch of white just on like where it spilled. It was like all clean.
it's like somebody spilled bleach on it. That's how clean it was.
Exactly. Exactly.
You walk on it barefoot, and your foot tingles for the rest of the night. What's wrong with my foot?
Mm.
Yeah, the one time I had trouble, I actually fell asleep on the air at a radio station. I was doing a weather
Oh
forecast.
boy.
Yeah, and we're doing a weather forecast, and it was a boring Sunday, and no one was probably listening, and I just went bonk and woke up, realized I didn't know what time it was. I didn't know how long I'd been out. The phone wasn't ringing, so nobody was listening. So I just very calmly looked to see what was supposed to start playing next and hit the button. But then we'll play this now. Thank you very much.
Maybe somebody was watching. They were just like placing bets on how long you would stay asleep for.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's one of the things too. When you were in radio for a long time and you were listening to somebody else's station, and people who weren't in radio wouldn't know when something was going wrong, but we know. I'd be like,
And they just probably heard dead air and was just like, okay, well,
yeah,
whatever.
yep. He's looking for his copy. He lost his copy. he's he's talking in circles. He still hasn't found his copy. And then, oh, he missed the cue. Messed up completely. Um, so with that coming up here in June, has that success and it kind of spurred you on to wanting to do some other types of things with your stream?
Um, I think right now I'm fine. I'm content with just the charity stream. I'm kind of in a little bit of a rut with figuring out what I want to do with my channel.
Mm.
Mostly because like there's a lot of things I want to do, but there's a lot of things I know that's out there, but I don't know how to reach them or even what to like reach for.
Yeah.
Um, so right now I'm kind of just chilling gaming,
Yeah.
but I'm wanting to move into like other things. Like I tried doing book reading for a little bit, but I can't do public or I can't do like book reading out loud just because it feels like I stumble a lot more.
Oh.
Um, let's see. I don't really want to move to podcasting, but then part of me also kind of wants to move into sort of yap streams with people,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I guess turns into podcasting, which I don't really want to do.
But this is a podcast.
It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different.
Yeah,
It's like being a guest in one than
that's true.
running it yourself, and that's
That's
not something I want to do.
well, you have to be a special type of person to run a podcast. You have to have a big ego.
But yeah, right now I'm kind of just vibing, and the charities thing's the only big thing that I have thinking.
Well,
Um,
that's pretty big.
I've
Uh,
been wanting to run more community events, but at the moment I need to do a little bit more work and get some more things going to be able to do those effectively.
Well, I tell you what, from where you said you were to where you are now, that's a pretty big leap. Um, and
Absolutely.
and I I do get the idea that if you do settle on something you want to do, you're gonna find the spine to do it, and it's just a it seems like you're still kind of finding yourself.
I think so, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, and being surprised positively by what's going on. Is that true for the most part?
Honestly, whenever I think, I guess short answer, yeah, it's surprising whenever anything happens.
Mm-hmm. And
It's always a weird feeling that when it's like, oh, people are noticing me.
you get in one hand you want to turn and run, and the second hand you want to like this is what I'm supposed to be here for.
It's
And
like, of course I have my days where I don't really want to be like in the spotlight. I kind of just want to do my own thing.
mm,
But there's also the other part of me that's like shove myself into the light. It's a small like vain part of myself that I think that I have developed.
yeah,
I want people to see me. I want to leave something. I want to be known, you
yes,
know?
there's nothing wrong with that as long as as long as it's not infamy. Fame is fine. Infamy,
Yeah.
not so much.
Yeah, no thanks. I prefer not to be known in infamy.
Yes. Well, unless it gets a lot of money, but that's a different story. Um,
No, not even that. No, not even that.
well, Oracle, I don't think that you're going to have to worry about that. I think you're doing great, and it's great to see that you're enjoying you're enjoying it and kind of expanding your horizons while you're doing it, and that's 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 big. There's a lot of people who would like to be in your shoes as far as that goes. Um, Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. And hope we can get you back soon, and maybe we'll talk about what you got planned for the charity coming up. Um,
I look forward to it.
yeah, get a hold of me for that. But we're gonna have the links for Oracle in the description for this video, and I got to thank you again so much for coming out. It's been an absolute pleasure talking with you.
And thank you for having me. It was a really fun time, a lot less nerve-wracking than I thought it'd be.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.